Hi, I'm Anna, and today we're going to talk about finding your niche or niche. However, you want to say it, finding your forte or specialization will help you build your career as a virtual assistant. The virtual assistant market is growing. Businesses are now more open to exploring alternative staffing solutions to save costs and become more productive and keep up with the rest of the world. And while businesses are looking for remote talent, there's no shortage of supply for this talent, as more and more professionals are finding value in working remotely. For one, there's no need to commute, meaning less transportation expenses and lower carbon emissions. And there's work flexibility. Remote workers can opt for a full-time position with just one client or maybe part-time positions with different clients. Finally, remote workers are more in control of their environment. They can create a work setup that actually allows them to be more productive and inspired to work. When you're applying as a virtual assistant, you are not competing for roles with people maybe in your city or even your country. You're applying for roles along with every other virtual assistant across the globe. And with heavy competition, it's important to set yourself apart. And one of the best ways to do this is finding your niche. The term virtual assistant or VA is a very general one, but in reality, clients are looking for someone with very specific skills to help them with their very specific needs. Aside from helping you set yourself apart from the competition, finding your niche helps you with three little things. First, it helps you find that thing that you're good at and would like to do as a profession. Second, finding a niche and honing those skills that are specific to that niche will help you put yourself in a better position to negotiate your pay rate. Third, you can shape your career path as a remote professional with your niche as a guide instead of just applying for the first job posting that you see. You'll be more purposeful in finding opportunities and clients that will help you build your experience in that particular niche farther. Now, don't get me wrong, when you're first starting out, it's totally okay to dip your toes in different things by being a generalist. This way, you can try out different tasks and which ones you like to do or pursue. Of course, an exception would be if you're an experienced professional who's transitioning into remote work. If you have that specialization, the network, and of course, the passion for that specialization, you don't need to go farther than your work history to find your niche. Step 1. Finding your strengths, passions, and dislikes. If you don't have a specialization yet, or you're looking to find a new niche, you first need to ask yourself these three questions. Number 1, what are your strengths? Number 2, what do you enjoy doing, or what are your passions? And number 3, what tasks do you prefer avoid doing? Knowing yourself is essential in finding your needs. And the first question is to find what you think are your strengths. This could be soft skills like customer service or organizational skills, or maybe more technical skills like graphic designing or accounting, or even strengths in specific industries like telehealth or the construction industry. It will help if you list all these things down so you have a visual reference. The second question is less about your skills and more about your interests. What do you enjoy doing in your free time? What type of hobbies or conversations do you find yourself getting pulled into? Are you into the creative side? Do you enjoy different types of media like podcasts or vlogs? The third question may be the most helpful one. Sometimes knowing what you don't like will help you zero in on what you actually do like. I hope that makes sense. However, you cannot avoid every task, especially basic ones, but in some ways, finding out what you don't like can bring you closer to what you want to do. Once you have answered all these three questions, it's time to move to the next step. Step 2, narrow it down. Find the common themes between your answers to these three questions. Then you can try to narrow it down to just try to find your niche by industry, service, or maybe both. Here's an example. Number 1, your strength is creative writing. Number 2, you're passionate about sports, from baseball to football, even basketball. And number 3, you would rather avoid things that will require for you to deal with too many little details like bookkeeping or analytics. If you want to go for a general niche, you can market yourself as a content writer. But if you want to narrow or niche down some more, you can market yourself as a content writer specializing in sports. And if you want to find a niche by industry and service, you can change it up and be a content or script writer for sports podcasts. It's simply about trying to find that match between what you're good at and what you're passionate about, and trying to avoid those things that you don't like. Step 3, evaluate. Once you're done with steps 1 and 2, you'll probably end up with a couple of niches in your shortlist. So now it's time to evaluate. Find out if there is a market for the niche. Why? Well, because you want to make sure that there are clients out there willing to pay for what you're offering. In other words, you may want to know if your niche is profitable. If there is no market for your niche, you can ask yourself, is this niche too specific? If the answer is yes, you may want to consider widening your scope just a little bit. For example, your shortlisted niche is a WordPress developer for wedding planners. This could be a little bit too niche, if you know what I mean. So you may find difficulty in getting your foot in the door, so to speak. You can try to widen your scope a little bit. So instead of just targeting wedding planners, you can cater for different event services. So this way, your potential client pool will be a little bit bigger, and you can eventually build your portfolio and naturally lead to the specific industry you want as you go down your career path. Step 4, nourish your niche. So this is kind of a tongue twister, right? Nourish your niche. This simply means don't forget to sharpen your tools. So you can exactly market yourself as an expert in a niche if you only have superficial or even outdated knowledge about it. You can upskill by attending courses or trainings to kind of learn more about the specific software tools or trends of your chosen niche. Now that you found your niche, it's important for you to keep these things in mind. Number 1, try and see if you have contacts in your network that can benefit from your service, or if they can connect you with your potential clients. Number 2, don't feel like you're boxing yourself in. Finding your niche is more like a guide to help you find the right roles for you and eventually shape your career path. But if you find another niche that you think is worth pursuing, carve some time to learn a little bit more about it without sacrificing or dropping your current job like a hot potato. Number 3, aside from finding your niche, these 2 qualities can help you find success in remote work. First one, be flexible. In every job, you may encounter some tasks that you don't necessarily want to do, but are essential to your job. For example, file management is a key admin task that most VAs should know how to do. And keeping files organized in the cloud helps the rest of your team find things quicker. Be a fast learner. The virtual assistant work evolves and trends change quickly. Other than being an expert at what you're currently doing, you must also have to invest some time in learning what you should be doing in the future. So remember, finding your niche is important if you want to stand out from your competitors and find the clients and the type of work you enjoy. Since you're going to be working at something that will take up more of your waking hours, why not choosing something that A, you're good at, and B, you enjoy doing? And that's it for today's video. Are you ready to find your niche? Have you already found one? Let us know here in the comments. Did you like this video? I bet you did. So go ahead and click on that like button, and of course, subscribe to the 21st MBA channel for more virtual assistant tips. And we have a lot more in store for you, so you better hit that notification bell. See you next time.